Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be with you today to show you how to make these doggy donuts. This recipe is different from the ones that I've demonstrated for you before. There's no dehydration, there's no freezing the meat before you cut it, there's no slicing on your food processor. This is just pure baking. And these doggy donuts come out absolutely fun and delicious. As you can see, they're actually donut shaped. And you can use these donuts to give to your pup as a little treat. They're soft enough that you can break them off into little pieces, or if you have a large dog, then that dog may just take one and just scarf it off in one bite. These donuts are also what I call fresh baked. And by that, I mean you're going to put them in the oven and they are ready to eat. You don't have to prepare them and dehydrate them. They are very moist. And because they're moist, you want to treat them different as you would a dehydrated treat. But we'll talk about that later when we talk about storage. But anyway, I don't ice my donuts for various reasons. As you know, I sell my donuts and sometimes you don't sell out. And if you don't sell out and you have icing on them, sometimes the icing just doesn't work the second time around. But they can be iced. And if you do choose to make these, and if you do, let me know, leave a comment below, then I would suggest that you use a company called Pastries for Pets. I'm not getting any kind of endorsement from them, but I've used them before and they make safe pet icings. So that's an option for you if you want to do something special for your pup, or if you want to give another dog a little birthday donut treat, then you can be special and use some icing. So let's go over the ingredients that we're going to use today. We are going to use 2 ripe bananas, 1/3 cup of honey, 1/2 cup of peanut butter. Now make sure that your peanut butter is xylitol free and salt free. We're going to use 2 eggs, 3/4 cup of water, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 cup of oil, and 1½ cups of whole wheat flour. I use whole wheat flour. I just think that whole wheat flour is healthier for the dog. But if you choose to use another flour, then make sure that you are keeping the consistencies right, because the whole wheat flour and the water consistency is going to give you a nice moist donut. But if you choose to use a flour like oat flour or maybe even white flour, you may not get the consistency with the quantity of water that I'm giving you for this recipe. And let's see, what am I forgetting? Oh, one more thing. We are going to use the paddle attachment to make this treat. And the reason that I'm suggesting that you use the paddle attachment is because I really think that with banana recipes, that the whisk, did I say the paddle? I'm sorry. We're going to use the whisk attachment. And we're going to use the whisk attachment because I really think that banana recipes make up better when you use a whisk versus using the paddle. So if you got that all straight, then here we go. Let's get started. Next, we're going to put the bananas in the mixer with the whisk attachment and whisk them until they are as smooth as they can be. You can also use a potato masher if you don't have a whisk attachment on your mixer. It works just as well. And you want to get the consistency as smooth as possible. Next, we'll add the eggs, the honey, and the peanut butter. And you're going to whisk it until it's all blended together. You just have to really eyeball it. And it's always a good idea. This is baking in general. It's always a good idea to scrape down the bottom of the bowl just to make sure that you get all of the ingredients that may stick to the bottom or the sides of the bowl. And once that's mixed up really well, then you're going to add the flour, the baking powder, the water, and the oil. And don't get splashed like I have in times past, that when you put the flour in and you turn the mixer on high speed and the flour just splashes out into your face. And once again, you want to stop down and scrape the sides of the bowl. Give it a good mix one more time. And your batter is ready. Doesn't that look pretty? So what we're going to do now is to take the bowl out, and I'm going to pour it into a little container that I use to pour it into the donut tins. You want to set your oven for 350 degrees, and you also want to use some type of nonstick baking spray. Even if you have a nonstick pan, I suggest that you use a nonstick baking spray because I've tried it in the past and for me, it didn't work. Also, I give the batter one more manual once around just to make sure that I've gotten all that goodness out of the bottom. And then what I do, oh, there's my oven. And then what I do, I like to pour the batter into some type of container that has the spout, because the little donut holes are relatively small and using a spout gives me a little more control. I also use a spoon to help stop the flow. But whatever works for you, go ahead and do it. But this is the way that I'm going to do this right now. So. And what I also do is, as soon as I can find them, here they are, I'll be right back. So I also do wipe the trays down a little bit. I don't like to have the spray on the outside of the pan. It doesn't hurt it at all. It's just, I'm just anal like that. I just rather keep my pans as clean as possible. So I'll just wipe the excess off on the side. Here we go. And this batter typically makes about 3 of these. I have 3 of these pans, and if you top them off, you'll get 3 of these pans of 12. It can get messy sometimes. I've been making these for maybe a year now, and I've gone through different ways of getting this batter into these pans. I even tried using the, what do you call those things? When you're putting icing on something, I forget what they're called. It doesn't come to mind. Once I edit this and I remember what it is, I'll put it up on the screen for you. But I even tried to use those, and what I found out was that it left too much batter in the little squeezy thing. And for me, that was a waste. So, all right, so we have our first batch here. And once again, I'm going to try to keep the top as clean as possible, just because that's just who I am. All right, so this batch is ready, and I'm going to go ahead and do the other batches, and I will be right back. Okay, so I do have a little batter left over. And what I do in a situation like that is, let me go and get this. I just happen to have a larger donut pan, just because I've been trying different sizes, and it turned out that the little sizes were more attractive to pups than the larger size. Don't know why, but this is an option that you can use a larger size, or even you can use a cupcake pan if you have extra. Sometimes, and I don't really have a lot extra, sometimes what I do is to just top off some of these and make the donuts a little larger, because they are going to puff. You know, we use baking powder, so powder is puff, so they are going to puff a little bit. But I'll just top it off. But this is an option if you'd like to choose it. So now they're ready to go into the oven. So the donuts are ready to go into the oven, and I'm going to bake them at 350 degrees for 22 minutes, or until the tops are golden brown. Yes, I did put all 3 of them in the oven. I typically do that, and it really doesn't make that much of a difference. Sometimes the bottom one will get done faster, and if I check it and I see that it is, I'll go ahead and take it out. Just a reminder that all ovens are different, so even though mine will bake all 3 of these batches in 22 minutes, yours may not, so you may want to check them halfway through the bake. So I will see you once they're done. The donuts are ready to come out of the oven. And what I'm going to do is just take them out and let them cool on the stove for a little while. And once they've cooled, until I stop making so much noise. But once they've cooled, then I'm going to put them on another cooling rack and let them cool, and then I will take them out of their containers. So we'll do that in a few minutes. The donuts are out of the oven and they look absolutely gorgeous. This pretty, beautiful golden brown. And not only that, they smell delicious. As you remember, we used all human grade food. We used the bananas, they had flour, honey, oil, eggs, even the peanut butter, although it didn't have salt and it didn't have xylitol in it, which is not good for dogs. But all of this you can find in your kitchen cabinet and make an absolutely delicious treat for your dog. And in addition to that, these are plain, just plain Jane. So you can put some sprinkles on them. There are dog safe sprinkles out there that you can put on. And I also mentioned that you could put icing on that's safe for dogs. So you could really dress them up and make them for any special occasion, a party, dog's birthday party, any other kind of party, a gift for someone else. The other thing I wanted to mention before I let you go is that I use an offset spatula to get the donuts out. And you just circle around like this. And especially after you have put the nonstick spray in the pan, this offset spatula really helps to get the donuts out. All right, so I mentioned storage before, so let's talk storage now. My preference for storage for these donuts is this Ziploc bag. And the reason that I choose a Ziploc bag is because you can put the donuts in one by one, single file, laying them flat, and put them in the freezer, and they absolutely freeze well. They will stay fresh in the freezer for about 2 months. You can put them in, lay them flat. If you need to add more bags, then you lay them right on top. And then once you're ready to get some of your donuts, you can get 1, 2, however many you need. Let the rest freeze and they will be fine. And when you take them out, you're going to let them thaw out, and they're going to be as soft and as flavorful as they are today. So I hope that you have enjoyed this demonstration. I really enjoyed sharing it with you. These doggy donuts are one of my favorite recipes. If you try this recipe, please leave me a comment below. Even if you don't try the recipe, just leave me a comment and let me know. Yeah, I watched your video and I really enjoy it. Maybe you have some suggestions of treats that you would like for me to make. I'd like for you to subscribe if you're so inclined to. And also click the like button. I like to know who likes my videos. So that's it for today. And until next time, I will see you later, and God bless you.
Paw. Paw. Say high five. Good boy. Pretty. Good boy. Spin around. Spin around.
Oh, that's like a slow-mo too.
Good boy. Spin around.
30 miles.
Good boy.
I would, but
Sit down.
I don't know.
Stay.
I
I already pretty. Pray.
That's pretty good to go to edit it like this.
God is good. God is great. Let us thank you for
Nicely done, man. Maybe you're going to be a
In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.